Mini, good evening. Join ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്.
Good evening, good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, Dr. Mini.
Oh, good evening, ma'am.
ഒരു
മിനിറ്റ് കേട്ടോ, ഞാനൊന്ന് ലൈറ്റ് എടുത്തേ. ഒരു മിനിറ്റ്. നീ ഇരുട്ടത്താണോ? ഞാൻ ഓടി വന്ന് ഓൺ ചെയ്തതാണ്, ഇപ്പൊ എത്തിയുള്ളൂ. അതാ, ഒരു മിനിറ്റ്.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. But you are not.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, can we just wait for 5 minutes so that others can join also?
Yeah, sure.
So, ma'am, can we start?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
As Dr. Kalam once said, the purpose of education is to make good human beings with skill and expertise. Enlightened human beings can be created by teachers. Changes in the education policy is a major way to provide the nation better students, professionals, and better human beings. Greetings to all. On behalf of IEEE Kerala Section, I formally welcome you all to the second session of She Leads 2022. Statistics show that more people in the world today are educated than ever before. In 1820, only 12% of the people in the world could read and write. Today, the share is reversed. Only 70% of the world's population remains illiterate. Primary school enrollment is now almost universal in most countries, with as many girls enrolling as boys. So, our topic for today's session is multidisciplinary educational policy. So, without much delay, let's move on with the proceedings. I invite Meenakshi Ma'am, Chair, IEEE Kerala Section, to welcome the gathering and introduce the speakers. Ma'am, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Eri. Very good evening, one and all. So happy to be the part of the second episode of She Leads 2022, a flagship event of the IEEE Kerala Section. So today we have as our distinguished speaker, Dr. Rajashree MS, who doesn't need any introduction to this crowd because all engineering students are familiar with Rajashree ma'am. She is obviously the Vice Chancellor of Kerala Technological University. Ma'am took her BTech from NIT Calicut and MTech and PhD from IIT Madras in the stream of Computer Science and Engineering. Madam served in government engineering colleges under the Higher Education Department for almost 24 years in various cadres. And Madam has served as principal in LBS College of Engineering for Women, Trivandrum, and College of Engineering, Barton Hill, before taking as position as the Vice Chancellor of Kerala Technological University. She was also the Director of Indian Institute of Information Technology Management, Kerala. Her research interests include distributed and object-oriented software engineering, cloud computing, and pattern recognition. It is our privilege to have you as our guest speaker today for this topic on multidisciplinary education and policy. A warm welcome to you, ma'am, on behalf of the IEEE and IEEE Kerala Section.
Thank you, Meenakshi, for that introduction and inviting me to be part of this event.
Yeah. In conversation with Rajashree ma'am, we have another vibrant IEEE volunteer, again, who doesn't need any introduction to this IEEE crowd. We have Dr. Bijana Kunju, the professor, IEEE Department of DKM Koilon, and she has officiated as in various positions in IEEE Kerala Section, and currently is the chair of the combined chapter IEEE and PEL. A warm welcome to you, Dr. Bijana Kunju.
Thank you.
We also have joining us today for this session, we have our section chair, Dr. Mini Olnat. A warm welcome to you, Dr. Mini.
Thank you, Meenakshi. I'm also always a part of the week, so no introduction. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Meenakshi ma'am, to be a part of our community.
Yeah, joining us, there are the EXECOM members of V and Ms. Sunita Bibi, another passionate volunteer of the V and IEEE Kerala Section. A warm welcome to all of you. Yeah.
Thank you.
I also take this opportunity to welcome all our student volunteers who have joined us today, who are the backbone of all the IEEE Kerala Section and who have made the section proud in various activities. So a warm welcome to all who have joined here today. And without much delay, let us move on to the session, with a much awaited session. So over to you, Dr. Bijana, to take up.
So good evening, ma'am. So we
evening.
actually wanted to have a conversation with you, and we are opening it in the platform of women in engineering. So we would like to have one-to-one correspondence, but of course it will be oriented towards our theme of interdisciplinary education. So first of all, I would like to congratulate you, ma'am. Most of the time what happens is women reach a particular level of leadership and hesitate to go above that level. But you have actually successfully become a vice chancellor of the technical university. So we are also very proud of you. So the first thing that I want to say is great thing. Now, the first question also, is this your dream come true?
No, never, because I joined as all of you who are teaching in engineering colleges. I joined as a lecturer in computer science department of College of Engineering, Trivandrum in 1993, and that was like, you know, a fifth year engineering student. Immediately after graduation, you go to classrooms and you don't know what exactly is going on. Especially I came from NIT Calicut, where the academic environment was very different from that of College of Engineering, Trivandrum. And I remember we didn't even miss a single day of academic activity in the campus during my 4 years there. And it was classrooms, then again back to library. Being a residential campus, the environment was very different. And coming to College of Engineering, Trivandrum, it was literally a cultural shock for me. And it is a very different campus. So the priorities are for many other things, not for classes, but students are on their own and they'll learn and they'll perform better than teachers. Most of the times they will bring new things to you and you will have to go back and see what is happening and how you cope up with their expertise and competencies. That was my initial years as a teacher. And then I had the opportunity to go to IIT Madras for my post-graduation, which redefined my way of looking at academics as a faculty member, because the environment there was different and the expectations of classrooms, expectations of teachers, and the campus as such gave me a very different kind of exposure, and it became very individual centered. The learning there became very individual centered, and the faculty there, each one of them, they were different examples for me, and the events that happened in the campuses, everything was instrumental in changing my changing my way I looked at academics till then. And then again came back for teaching and then went for PhD. That was a pretty longer duration of time, and that added these experience to me. Then how you reflect upon what you see there in yourself, in your institution, in your profession. So that is the basic thing that has empowered me, if at all, as a teacher when I come back to engineering colleges. So I never planned anything in my career. It was as usual as professor, assistant professor, then professor, and then maybe principal. And that's the way I used to look at it. But the opportunities that came to me, I used to take up those responsibilities. And I would say that I was fortunate to get institutional head as principal at LBS at a very early age. I think I was it was in 2006 that I became the principal. I was too young to take that position up, and only the experience that I got from there helped me grow as a head of the institution, to see how you look at challenges, how you look at problems, how you solve them effectively by working with people. That is the major thing that will help us in these kind of positions, and how you change your attitude to the group with which you work, and how you get the best out of them. All these have helped me. And then my position as director at IIIT was a very different kind of experience for me, where I was able to work close with industry, work with several projects which were instrumental in setting up facilities like Miko Village and all in the state. And that experience was very different, implementing schemes and projects. And then when this came, I just applied. That's it. I never thought that I used to walk through the corridors of university in various capacities, being member in curriculum committees. I never imagined that one day I would become the vice chancellor of the university. Or it's not like a dream or anything for me.
Anyway, we are very proud of what you have achieved. So that's the first thing to do. Now, we have interdisciplinary courses now introduced in the university itself. Now, how far have we been successful in implementing them?
You know, I have a very different perspective on interdisciplinary education. If we take engineering, all of us know that now engineering education is undergoing a major trajectory of change, and the change is fundamentally necessitated by the market needs, the changing business models, the demands of knowledge economy. There are several things associated with this change. And when you groom an engineer to be interdisciplinary in nature, it is not mashing up some courses from all disciplines and the students take those courses and come out of the system, but it is looking at engineering problems in an interdisciplinary way and solving it. How can you equip a student to do that? So whenever we design interdisciplinary programs, that must be the underlying philosophy of course design. So if it is say, we know mechanical engineering, it has become, most of the automobiles that we see now, they are all, we can say, computers with
Automated.
Yeah, it is completely automated, and they work on computational algorithms and also large amounts of data. When we take a driverless car or any example like that, any engineering artifact is now such a commodity. You know, it is a combination of all disciplines of engineering. Then lots of electronics and computing goes into it. These will be attached to sensors which are distributed over the internet. So that is the way engineering problems look like. And for solving such a problem, for designing such systems, how do we equip engineers? That is the perspective with which we should look at multidisciplinarity, or the course designed for multidisciplinary education. And it is not only engineering subjects per se. Like if you take a large project like K-Rail or any such project which needs implementation, then how it affects the society. So some other knowledge also should come in, and the designers of such projects, the implementers of such projects should be aware of the social implications of such a project, and what are the knowledge areas that come in which will give this kind of competency for an engineer. That is the way we should look at it. And also some of the things we do will have direct implications on the economic policies that are there in place, which the engineer should be aware of. Thus, how can we equip students or graduates attain these kind of competencies when they look at a problem in a larger context? That is the way it should be designed. And more than the course design, the pedagogy, project-based learning, and then having correct use case people to work on early in their education itself. These are all the means through which we can achieve these kind of competencies. It is not only by courses and examinations at the end of the semester.
Very true. Actually, your idea is very clear, and of course, that is what is required. But in a university like APJKTU, where we have so many affiliated colleges, will it be able for us to ensure the quality in implementation of such programs?
It will be very difficult, and it will be extremely challenging. With this mindset or with this philosophy, we design a program, and when it reaches the last mile, when the faculty member gets the sense, the rationale for putting this course or the course design, these things get very, very, very drastically reduced, and so it is clear that it doesn't achieve that purpose. We can have only whatever we can give in black and white, only that is read, or that is understood by the community, teaching community. But it's not the case with all the other colleges. Our challenge is the diversity of colleges that we have. So we do have colleges which are ranked very top, and students who are studying there will be just whoever has missed IIT, and also we have students with very low ranks in the entrance examination. So in order to cater to the needs of both these extremes, it is very difficult and challenging to design courses and syllabus, and the entire academic framework becomes very, very, very critical when it comes to the actual the state of affairs in the colleges.
Because basically our academic calendar itself gets changed with due to the problems existing in our own society, and the geographical diversity. If there is some problem in one place, also we have to suffer the examination postponement. So that way, actually, we also feel the handicap that we have with the university in implementation in particular. So with the new educational policy coming in, how are we going to adopt the changes in the university?
So main aspects in the new educational policy is this holistic multidisciplinary education, which is being prominently spelled out in the policy. We do have thoughts on this, especially in the new scheme that is planned to be launched from 2023 onwards. And we are also waiting for the curricular framework from ICTE, the model curriculum, to fix this in. Now, all of us understand that the present way of putting large number of courses for students and conducting these type of examinations which concentrate or which evaluate the students based on their rote learning and the marks which may not reflect the competency of the students. These are all problems that we are facing. So how can we address these different issues in the most efficient way? That is what we are thinking about. And is it possible to have different options for students to pursue their studies? We also see that all the students are not going exactly to career based on their engineering competencies. They go into other fields like say management, entrepreneurship. They get into startups. And then how can we have different verticals of competencies which can be given to students based on their liking, based on their passion, based on their career planning ahead? So these are all some of the early thoughts we have in this regard.
Probably with the clear curriculum from ICTE, we can also, in line with that, we'll be able to take up. Now, the new educational policy, when they were actually designing, more of them were looking at rural education and improving the education or graduates there. But in our state like Kerala, what will be the major advantage that our students will be getting, or maybe the whole society of Kerala will be getting?
We all of us have heard about a course which IIT Madras launched as a completely online program. You would have looked at that, the data science program. And what is it that we are looking there? We are not looking to prevent students who otherwise would not have gotten access to IIT system. to be there and then come out
And then
successfully there.
correct.
So that is a completely inclusive model of education. See, normally whoever is able to crack JEE will be those students who are molded from early education itself to crack the examination and get it there, because we know the rate of acceptance of students in such a program is very, very low. So when good education is opened up to rural areas and students in any part of the country, that makes a subtle difference in the whole education approach of the state, and that is where such efforts are successful. So if a good university is starting online program, then there is equal opportunity for all the students from any part of the country to be part of that. So that makes a difference, a real difference. So that those kind of things, even we have in our state, the engineering colleges, the major challenge that we face is the poor quality of teachers who are there in the colleges, because we do not have a yardstick with which we can assess the quality of teachers before they are inducted into the system. And unless a mechanism is put in place to address this basic issue, it will be very difficult for the university to deliver its promises. So that is one major difficulty we are facing. So if the students who are not able to get access to good teachers have an opportunity to listen to good lectures and then improve themselves, that will definitely make a difference.
Very true. Are we also going global? APJ KTU will be going global.
It is, see, this is something when we talk about global education and everything, there are very basic things we need to build. So the university is established in the year 2015 with a large number of academic programs, a large number of students, teachers, and geographically spread all over. The colleges are spread across the state. So streamlining this system itself was the first concern of the university, and that is what we are concentrating now. Now, when looking at 21st century engineering education, the challenges that this education poses to us, and the way we need to look at different kinds of building institutions, everything has to be, everything has to be taken into account completely when building KTU's own academic and research system. So there is, it is not as easy as that when we say the university is going global, but we have to prove that we really have people, faculty members or students who can bring international visibility through their work and through the research output that they produce. Only then can we say that the university is really global. So research and innovation will have to be the driving factors for any university to be in the top rank. It is, see, there are various ranking systems and several other things, and there are a lot of agreements and disagreements on these issues in the academic sector. But the fundamental thing is how do we look at research? How do faculty perform in their research, and how well that research is reflected in the rest of the academics, in designing courses, in molding young graduates? How well are they able to do that? That is what makes this global. And essentially, there has to be the global network of people who are connected with such faculty members, such research labs. Only then it really becomes a global educational ecosystem. So that is what we need to strive for.
We have plans for having industry-driven elective for the MTech programs next year.
Yeah.
So like that, what can we have more of industry institute linkage in the undergraduate level also?
It is definitely possible. Yes, we discussed about various schemes. Like even the government came up with the program like Earn While You Learn or Work as You Study program. So it has to happen from the institutions. Why can't an institution look at provide some space for a startup or a company to have a small presence there, or a collection of in the startup facility that the institution is setting up. The institutes should think of setting up a facility where the connections to other entities, industry segments or companies are established, and students should be encouraged to work on such projects. University is also looking at that in a serious way, where we are trying to bring in a digital platform, which is an aggregation platform where we are able to bring in projects from the industry, and also students can work on in such projects, etc. So only through such frameworks which have the potential to make this network established, can such things can happen. When students are working, they will be very excited to work on live projects from industry, and the faculty members can also be part of that as part of their consultancy work. Then this will continue. This association will continue. And if such institutional frameworks can be designed in institutions, this is going to be a reality. Otherwise, we will sit across tables and discuss industry institute interaction forever, and the outcome that can come from this will not be as serious as it is when such proper engagements happen between industry and institutes.
Right. That's something that the university itself wants to encourage more of this such inter-institute and industry collaborations. That's something very great, which we would look for in all the institutions, right? So some of as in the beginning itself, you were saying the students actually get graduated in some domain, and they get employment maybe in some other domain, right? So is this why we thought of having the minor programs in the university?
Yeah, that is true. That is because now, as we said, engineering disciplines have merged, and there is nothing like mechanical without computing. Correct. Or data. There is no electrical engineering without computing and data, computer science fundamentals, programming, everything. So we need to equip students with this kind of capabilities when they go out of the system. So it is it is that skill that we need to provide to the students, and that is one reason why this minor program was introduced. The minor program, if it is designed and used carefully, it can provide it can serve as a vehicle for interdisciplinary education. Like if I'm offering a minor in entrepreneurship development, a student who is very passionate about starting a company will take that minor, and he will understand the steps in how to start a company, what are the other knowledge that he should get, like taxation, or then registering a company, regarding laws. Everything can be packaged as such a course for them to get how to get funding, all these kind of things. So it comes naturally as a course and it's a learning for them if they are passionate in doing that. Similarly, we can think of any such vertical competencies. Many of our students are interested in administrative service. They will be interested in learning economics or international relations, or politics, or any subject for that matter. This becomes nowadays. Biology has become a major knowledge area which engineers are taking, and
because even AICT in the model curriculum last time, 2019 model curriculum itself, they had included biology as one course. Yeah, but most of our colleges, we never introduced that biology into the curriculum.
Yeah, then we had the experience of design of vaccine for COVID. Who worked for that? it is drug design, it is
Correct.
this is all interlinked. So
Yeah.
the real world
Because
problems are
a lot
all
of engineering and technology is actually involved in the medicine and pharmacy field. That's okay. So another there were a few questions which came from the students itself. So one of the question is, some of the scholars they actually learn by themselves. They're self-driven, while some others even after many driving them, they don't come out as scholars. So what is your view about both of them?
See, one thing is only for few students that self drive comes, then if you say in a class of 60, I have experienced myself as a teacher. I was teaching at College of Engineering Trivandrum. Even in S5 or S6, if you go to a class and ask what do you want to do, many of the students would not have formed a clear opinion then as to what they will be doing after 8th semester, what is their passion. So this is not the problem with our engineering college students, but it is the problem with the Kerala as a society, I would say. If you look at the children in the West or in the other parts of the world, they have very clear knowledge, or their school education itself will be equipping them to choose a clear career path. But in our state, it is not happening. Some students who are very passionate about their studies, they will study, they will take MTech, PhD and all, and they will go. And some of them will have very clearly defined goals, like go to a university abroad and take their degrees there, their higher education plans, and some of them will have management studies. So it is a problem with the system as a whole. It doesn't have to do with engineering education, but still in engineering education also, we do not have mechanisms to excite students in the colleges. It's right when you join your first year, you have say 5-6 courses, and before students appreciate why they learn engineering, and the first semester exams will come, and many of the students who will fail in colleges, some colleges in chemistry, engineering physics, or mechanics, mathematics. This should not happen that way. That this is a combined problem. The curriculum, then the way we address students, the way we teach students, the time that is given for them to see. We have packed the entire calendar with classes, examinations, then supplementary examinations. There is no time for children to turn back and think why they are learning, and see even how the day of an engineer will look like. Most of them will not even understand that when they are going through this program. So that is the fundamental problem, and we need to have mechanisms to address this basic issue. How to
to some extent, when we do the induction program in the KTU admission, so that actually gives them a little bit of excitement. But once the academic starts, they get dried out.
So how to sustain that excitement?
That's what.
How the teaching, learning, and then examination system can make how such a change can be brought in. That's the fundamental thing we need to ask. So everything comes to the student as a burden now, not real, enjoyment. And they never learn with fun. That's the problem.
Correct. There is something like learning is also a way of enjoying, but that they don't enjoy learning. That's the problem.
Yes.
Okay. So another question was there from one of the students itself, like what is the age for learning?
No, there's no age for learning, because see, we speak about lifelong learning, right? You can't stop learning. If you If you stop learning, you become irrelevant. So each one of us has to stay relevant. And learning, it's not only the subjects or not something which relates to your profession, but you are always
Learn
part
from
of
everyone.
society. Yeah, you are part of a society, and the society gives you several other components also to learn. In students, most of the students, young generation students, they are not open to everything that is happening around them. You should also be open to the happenings in the society, like politics and other developments that are happening elsewhere. You should be sensitive to all these, and you should be learning from all these. It never stops. See, if you take the students, if they take learning itself, only 25% will be coming from the contents, and then the 25% will be learning from the peer groups, and then that's how it happens.
That learning is always a continuous thing, and naturally, as they were saying, the quote that if you are not learning, you are old.
Yeah,
that's all. You will stay young as long as you learn. So I think should we open up the floor for questions from the participants? Meenakshi?
Yeah.
So if
So
others
students
also
are-
have, before my final question, I would
Yeah.
like others to have some questions.
Okay, so let me, I have something like initially, as it was told, like during the induction program, we see some spark among the students which get dried out during the course of their studies. So initially, actually, according to this KTU curriculum, they had given enough time for internship, for IV visits, etc. Now it has become after the COVID, we see in the curriculum is very tight schedule. It's difficult to at least take at least 75% of the classes is not getting engaged. So students, they are not getting time for all this internship, etc. So how can we, any comment on that, ma'am?
No, this will definitely come back to the original schedule. See, even though we missed more than almost 2 years we missed due to COVID, and then all the examinations were reshaped.
Online, yes.
Entire calendar was derailed. So, but we tried to finish the program within 4 years. So that is the compromise. Having lost this many working days, and then the schedules got changed, but within 4 years we are completing the program. That's where we are losing this time for internship, semester break after semester, etc. So we will be able to come back to the original schedule. That is what we are also looking forward to. In another 1 semester or so, we should be able to catch up that, and then after S5, say completing all the exams in May itself, and then to at least 2 months for students internship.
Maybe next June we'll be coming back to the normal.
Yeah, we have to, we need to.
Yeah, that is very much essential actually.
Yeah.
Anybody else interested in raising any question?
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
You please
introduce yourself.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. So I'm Srividya, currently the V coordinator of IEEE Kerala Section. So my question is that there has always been this trend of the old technologies being replaced with newer ones, or the shift in or development in technologies has been really fast. Like more smarter technologies are coming. So will this trend soon like affect the way engineering branches are being divided, or will it actually change the way the branches are being named?
Yeah, it is likely to happen. Srividya, your name is Srividya, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See, some of the institutions are relooking at the way engineering program itself is structured, some national institute, like it is the first year and second year common, and then you can diversify to any of the streams you are looking for. It is not because of new technologies that are coming in, but it is because of the interdisciplinary nature of education that is required of engineers of the future. So that is the reason. So it is very likely that complete restructuring can happen in engineering education. Like there will not, maybe after say if we see some 10 years down the line, there will not be streams as we specify now, but it will be a very liberal kind of education within engineering itself, where you can choose some specializations, you can mix and match courses and then do whatever you want to do to have a specific outcome like that. We can foresee that even now itself. So even in the 2023 curriculum, some of those things we are thinking of bringing in, whether we can have students who choose a particular set of pool of courses and go very deep into theoretical side, and some of them who are able to get some skills and go for an AC job like that. So that kind of flexibility can definitely be brought into the system. But only difficulty with a university like KTU is that we are baselining the curriculum for all these affiliated colleges. But standalone institutions will not have this difficulty. It will be very easy for them to design a curriculum. For example, autonomous colleges in the university itself, they will be able to bring in all these kind of flexible approaches in their curriculum design. Does that answer the question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And also the shift in technologies, or the advancement in technologies that you talk about, this is something which we need to be cognizant about. Like if you are learning a package, you are from which branch of engineering?
Ma'am, electronics.
Electronics, yeah, the tools for designing systems. So these keep coming up, and then the way you design your systems using the very latest tools. That is what you face in industry. The way immediately after graduation you go to the industry and you see that none of the tools which you see in the industry were there in your college and their labs. So the labs, they change very slowly, and we concentrate on fundamentals. Not many new softwares and design tools are introduced in the system during your college days. So that is where your engagement with an industry matters, and where you are able to see how exactly what is happening there and what are the tools and new techniques and new processes that they use in the industry. These become significant. Okay.
Any more questions from the audience?
Bijuna, I have one question.
Yes.
Madam, we are really proud of you. As initially Bijuna and Meenakshi said, the way in which you have taken challenges, taken the steps one by one and reached the position of Vice Chancellor. We consider you as a role model. Many of our youngsters, I'm sure. You have been doing your job also wonderfully well. But I know that the seat is full of challenges. It's not a very easy way walking through all these positions. But you always look very calm and composed. So is there, that is something very significant of you. So do you have any, I would not say secret or anything, but something you can share with others also who are looking forward?
No, I was, see, it is very, I was sitting here, and I had to wait for 5-10 minutes. So I was looking at the book, which is on my table, Into Great Depth of Your Being. Okay, I'll show this book, Self-Awareness and Integral Development. Though this book was with me for some time, I didn't read it. And I just took it, and the pages which I read was inner influences the outer. Okay, So your inner presence determines the quality of your outer actions and work, which essentially means that so it is very interesting. Like if your servant or if your cook is agitated, will if she is mentally agitated and cook food, will the quality of food is affected? That's a fundamental question that is
Very true.
asked.
Very
And
true.
this is very significant. And I will say, I do not practice any great things like how can you become how can you become the master of your mind or meditation or anything like that. But I don't know, it comes because of your experience. I have, even after joining this job, I have faced many challenges. But after some point, you will get to that level and you will get to that understanding that how much ever you trouble yourself, your inner self, the outside environment is not going to change much. So
Very true.
if you're able to compose, and if you have self-control of your mind, and if you can look at the outside world with that control, everything will fall in line. So with you have to have that kind of confidence and outlook. I do get into all kinds of difficulties in the office with my staff, with the I don't have to explain. All kinds of things will come in, but it is something which is which comes. There is no point in. Maybe I would have learned this from my PhD advisor, because my PhD was
I know him. Yeah.
it is not a pleasant experience. So then that would have given that had given me enough strength to handle any situation, because the learning that even if things go even if things do not go good for you, then there is no point in you becoming agitated about it. Things will happen in their own way, but you have to mold your mind. You have to season your mind to accept that. That is the fundamental thing that I practice, and that will be very interesting. And then
Great.
also we
Thank
need
you for sharing. That is a great learning experience, I think. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. And wish you the same thing always.
Even in the university, people come and ask me, madam, ingane chirichondirunna idu enganeyanennu. But what else can we do? In some situations, they simply go out of control. If you smile or if you get agitated, it doesn't make much difference. So that realization is something that I think all of us need to practice that.
That's true. Great. Thank you. So if there is no question, I'll put my final questions to ma'am. So one question is, where do you see APJKTU in another 10 years?
Yeah, it is in another 10 years, it's very difficult to predict, but still the entire models of education will change. I would imagine that the campus that we are setting up at APJ KTU at Villapilshala will not be schools alone, but it will also have industry there where students will go and work, and then the research will happen in collaboration with industry units there. And it is not an institution or university per se, but it is an innovation ecosystem which will have these entities, these nodes, collaborating very closely for advanced knowledge creation, networking with the whole world of knowledge, with the right collaborations and right engagements. See, the structure of conventional institutions will completely vanish, not only for this university, for any university. We won't have this kind of, the institution will be very amorphous. At the same time, we will be collaboratively working on knowledge development, on creating graduates, and also research, which is very closely related to solving real world problems and getting close with industry and societal requirements.
Very good, ma'am. So great of you to have given the vision to the university, in fact. And we hope to see you also in a very different role once your term is over here, where you will be again flourishing yourself as in whichever role that you would like to be. So I want to ask you the last question. You have been a teacher, you have been a researcher, you have been an administrator, and as such, you are a mother. So many roles are there. Which one is your passionate role to be?
No, my passionate role even now is to be a learner. You know, every day at the end of the day, I will feel guilty if I haven't read something new or relating to my subject or something which has to which is to help me with the building of the institution. So that is where I find most happiness. Then
That's we knew. Now you are reading a book. So great. Agree to that fact. So you are learning, which means you are growing. You are growing younger and younger. So all the best, ma'am.
All of you, we should never leave that, because learning comes not only from books, and learning comes through interaction with the right people, being part of right groups. As professionals in IEEE, I don't have to tell you that, but the right network that you establish, and then that is an important element which will help us grow in. Especially women who do not have much time to sit and read and do your own work. Like, your personal space in a day will be very small, each one of you, including myself. You know that. So how well you can make use of that every moment in your day, how you can make that an opportunity to empower yourself. That's what one should be thinking about.
That's
So
a
it will
great
be a
message
hard
to
learning.
all our women
It will be a hard
engineers.
learning through an experience that you get in your office, through a fight you have with your office. But what you learn from that, how do you assimilate that in your way forward? That's what matters.
Great, ma'am. Thank you so
Okay.
much for giving us enlightening us with your views and your vision. It was I had a fantastic time talking to you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Vijana, for that late evening session, and Meenakshi, Dr. Mini, and all the IEEE volunteers, my dear students who have been part of this. It is a wonderful experience being with you and having a different kind of session with colleagues and friends. An open session.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. It was really interesting to hear from you, and that mantra of being cheerful all the time. It's really good. So, Sri Vidya.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I hope all the queries are clear right now. So now I invite S. Srividya, student coordinator at IEEE Kerala Section, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Erin. So, greetings to all. It is with great honor that I present the vote of thanks for today's session. So, on behalf of IEEE Kerala Section, I extend my deepest gratitude to Dr. Rajashree MS, who, despite her busy schedule, graced this occasion and enlightened us with her enthralling words. So, as a token of our love, please accept this virtual memento, ma'am. So, once again, thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the time.
Thank
And
you,
also
thank you so much.
for enabling this interaction. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Bijuna Kunju for gracing the occasion and enlightening the young minds. So, as a token of our love, please accept this virtual memento, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you so much, ma'am. I would also like to thank our constant pillars of support, IEEE Kerala Section and IEEE Kerala Section, for their invaluable support. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all the professional members and the students present here for your active participation and cooperation. So once again, thank you all and wishing you a very good evening. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Yes, Meenakshi, photographs should be there for everyone.
Yeah. If everybody can turn on the video. Srividya,
Have a photograph?
can you do something? Srividya,
Please remove the sharing. And,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, you please stop sharing this She Leads poster, and if everybody can turn on their video.
we can have a photograph. Who will take Meenakshi?
Yeah, students, I am from the phone, so I won't be able to take student side.
I can see Deepa,
Irene?
Tripti, hi. Deepa.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi ma'am.
Srijaya and Harita. Even
Some students from the student side, can one of you take a photograph?
Harita, can you?
Yes ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sparing
Yeah,
so much
thank you
of time.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
Rajashree ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank
Bijna.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
It was nice meeting you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Bye bye. Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you all.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye.
Thank you once again.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, everyone.